Alright then, so this video is obviously a nice little intellectual video, hence the glasses. So, I'm going to call this video The Black Dogs of the British Isles. So let's start off nice and casual. What's a black dog? Well, they usually appear black and like a dog. Pretty obvious, I know, but they also tend to have red eyes. Sometimes they vary though and be green, and sometimes there's only one. Yeah, that would freak you the fuck out, wouldn't it? They also sometimes have red fur or white fur, but this is quite rare. They also sometimes float on a carpet of mist or are spectral, like ghosts, if you didn't know what that means. So, they are also known as hellhounds, or more commonly known as black shuck. But black shuck is more a single black dog rather than a collective. Same with bargeist. Bargeist being the northern name and black shuck being the East Anglian name. The most famous case of the black dog actually being the black shuck, which attacked a church in 1500s. Can't remember what church though, so fucking Google it. He apparently killed the priest and a boy before the tower of the church collapsed. It was also during a thunderstorm at night. Yeah, I'm not very good with this storytelling thing. And there is evidence for it, as there was scorch marks left on the door, and apparently a body of a large dog was found nearby. Well, a skeleton, because, you know, decomposition. So, what do black shucks... What do black dogs do? Well, they have a tendency to haunt crossroads, which for historians out there, you will know that criminals used to be buried at crossroads, and it's often where the devil makes his deals for some reason. I don't know, it's fucking weird, dude, isn't it? But they're also said to be omens of death, like the banshee or the bean nye. But they're also often said to help lost travellers on the road. So much like how the will-o'-the-wisp gets travellers lost, the black dogs help them. So yeah. From my knowledge, there's also the black dog known as Padfoot. That might not actually be its name, it's just what some people, aka my dad, calls it, which haunts Pedder's Way, which is an ancient road, Neolithic road I think, that goes on for miles. So yeah. Let's see what. Oh yes, right. Kusif is a black dog. It's ironic that he is a black dog because he's green. He's a Orkney, Scottish fairy or elf who works for the fairy kingdom, and he takes well, people like catchers, I think it's women in the folk tales, and they're taken to fairyland to act as wet nurses. I might have completely messed that up, but I can't remember. So yeah. Now, black shucks are... fuck's sake. Black dogs are, for the most part, only found in the British Isles, so England, Scotland, Wales, and all that jazz. Not Ireland though, they have their own fucking problems with banshee and other fairies. But I mean, I suppose Scotland also has the bean nye, which is the Scottish variant of the banshee. Yeah. The Celtic peoples have it rough, eh? So, yeah. I think that's the point I end this video, eh? Is there anything oh yes, right, that it. Not ending the video, no. They're also said to haunt graveyards, hence, well, church graveyards, and they protect the graveyards for some reason. Uh, I suppose that's where the name hellhound comes from, and there's also a common belief that if you see one 3 times then you'll die. That might be why they're an omen of death actually, but who knows. It's also possible to relate the myth for the black dogs, these Bargeist, to mythological characters such as Galmar of Germanic and Norse mythology. Galmar is the great hound that guards the gateway to hell, and I mean the real hell, not the infernum that Christians call hell for some reason. So yeah, and there's also Cerberus, who's obviously the three-headed dog of Hades, who guards Hades. Yeah. Is there anything else? Oh yes, the black dogs of Darkmoor. I think it's Darkmoor, which is a famous moor in England. There's quite a few stories about Darkmoor. Yeah, we just love our moors, eh? I think the story is about a woman who fled her terrible husband with a dog, and this dog was very loyal to this woman and tried to protect her from her husband, who caught up with her, but he killed the dog and killed her. And something about making a deal with the devil, he tended to show up in a lot of stories. And sorry for butchering this, by the way, but he was eventually buried on the moor in a mound, I think, and the devil came to collect his soul, so he sent his hounds. So various black dogs are seen. I think it's Darkmoor. I don't fucking know. Like I said, I'm an expert. Oh yes, so where does the name Black Shuck come from, and Bargeist? Well, Bargeist, local dialect pronunciation of ghost, can sound like geist. So oh, you seen that geist, mate? He fucking wanker, he fucking throw a pot at me. That sort of stuff, and shook could come from shuki, the old English word, I think, for demon. Yay. Or it could just also be from local dialect to mean shaggy. So black shaggy. Yeah. Not that shaggy, though. No. That would be interesting, though. So. Also, Bargeist could come from Barguest, which is a bad Scottish fairy. I think it's Scottish. Oh, that's a boggart, you fucking idiot. Fuck off, I can't remember. Boggards are bad fairies, or elves, if you want to call them that. Well, it means the same thing. People tend to separate elves and fairies. They're the same thing, it's just a different word for the same thing. So yeah, because also a common concept is fairies are these little folk, which is another name for fairies, but not all of them are little, and not all of them are cute and good either. They actually tend to be a lot more like humans, neutral in how they appear. Some are good, some are bad. Just look at the Grossman, or the Globman, as he's also known in Germany. Anyone who knows about Slender Man, just do a bit of research on the Grossman, which means the tall man. He's a creepy fucker. And also the Dark Man, which can translate to the Black Man. Yeah, the early Scots were quite racist, but weirdly enough the name's Irish for some reason, but I suppose that could relate to the early Picts being Scandinavian, going to Ireland, not being allowed land, getting women, going to Scotland. Never mind that anyway, but yeah. And also red caps, some fucking bastards. over the border between England and Scotland have this red cap which they have to soak in blood to keep themselves alive, and they have iron boots for some reason, but for some reason they're not making any noise. My point is, fairies aren't all nice and friendly. Some are, some aren't. So don't piss them off and don't be disrespectful to them, because yeah. Although whether the Bargeist is a fairy or a spectre or a ghost or a shade or a demon, as some would call them, who knows? Because there are a lot of, I think it's more often when they help people rather than them actually being an omen of death. But personally, if I saw a massive black dog with red eyes, I wouldn't think, oh, it's probably here to help me find my way home. I'd probably think, oh fuck, I'm dead. So now I'll end the video. So watch out for Bargeist, or don't, because they might, kill you. But maybe if you're ever lost, unless you're in a Slavic country, if you're ever lost, maybe look out for the friendly Bargeist, or run helplessly in a direction, whichever one. And if you're in a Slavic country, just turn your clothes inside out, because, well, that's when the Leshin or Bleshi has you. That's worth another video on its own, but I prefer to stick to English and such folk beings and fairies and such. So now I'll end the video. Bye, cunt.